What if the greatest war in history was won not just with bullets, but with illusion? This is not a story about ordinary soldiers. This is the story of 1,100 artists, designers, and sound engineers who became ghosts on the battlefields of Europe. Their mission: to deceive the entire German army with the strangest weapons ever deployed: inflatable tanks, fake sound recordings, and perfectly crafted lies. The year is 1944. Allied forces have successfully landed in Normandy, but the battle across mainland Europe is brutal. The Germans are fighting back with fierce resistance. Amidst this stalemate, the American High Command realized they needed more than just firepower. They needed an unpredictable tactical advantage. A radical idea emerged. What if they could create an army from thin air? Not to attack, but to deceive, to confuse, and to draw the enemy's attention to all the wrong places. And so, one of the most secret units in military history was born: the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, later known simply as the Ghost Army. But this was no ordinary unit. Its members weren't recruited from military academies. They were artists, graphic designers, actors, architects, and sound engineers, hand-picked from the best art schools, advertising agencies, and design studios in America. Their job? To turn the battlefield into one giant theater stage. So, what weapons did these artists bring to the fight? Their arsenal was pure illusion. First, visual deception. The Ghost Army carried hundreds of inflatable Sherman tanks, artillery pieces, and jeeps, all made of rubber. Up close, they might have looked like giant toys, but from a German Luftwaffe reconnaissance plane, or from a distant observation post, they looked exactly like a massive armored division ready to strike. It took only 4 men to lift a tank. They even created fake tank tracks in the dirt to make the illusion more convincing. Second, sonic deception. This was perhaps the most ingenious part of their operation. Sound engineers recorded hours of authentic audio: the rumble of moving tanks, the boom of artillery, even the casual chatter of soldiers building a bridge. These recordings were then blasted through massive speakers at night, at a volume that could be heard up to 15 miles away. To a German spy hiding in the darkness, it sounded like tens of thousands of troops were on the move, preparing for a dawn attack. And third, spoof radio. Every military division has its own unique transmission style: the way they send Morse code, the slang they use. The Ghost Army's radio operators were master mimics. They studied the radio styles of other units, and then broadcasted fake messages. They created fictional radio chatter between non-existent units, convincing German commanders that a massive force was gathering in a location that was, in reality, completely empty. So, how did this all work in practice? Let's look at their greatest performance: Operation Viersen in March 1945. The real U.S. Ninth Army was preparing for a massive, critical crossing of the Rhine River, the last natural barrier into the heart of Germany. The Ghost Army's mission? Go to a different location and impersonate 2 full divisions, a force of 30,000 men, when they only had 1,100. The goal? To draw the attention of deadly German armored divisions away from the real crossing. This was a life-or-death gamble. For days they put on their greatest show. At night, they inflated their rubber tanks. They blasted the sounds of pontoon bridge construction. They filled the airwaves with fake radio chatter. They even stitched fake division patches onto their uniforms and deliberately let themselves be seen by local spies in nearby towns. And Germany took the bait completely. An elite German panzer division was locked in position, staring down a phantom army, waiting for a fake attack that would never come. Meanwhile, dozens of miles away, the real Ninth Army crossed the Rhine River with almost no resistance. A brilliant success. Their success was not just a footnote in history. It is estimated that the operations of the Ghost Army saved between 15,000 and 30,000 Allied lives. They participated in over 20 deception operations, often operating dangerously close to the front lines, armed with nothing but their imagination. But why are we only hearing this story now? After the war ended, the unit's existence was immediately classified as top secret. Their psychological warfare tactics, the ability to conjure an army from nothing, were considered too valuable to reveal to the world, especially as the Cold War began. For over 40 years, the veterans of the Ghost Army were sworn to secrecy. Many of them returned to civilian life and became legends in their own right. Fashion designer Bill Blass, minimalist painter Ellsworth Kelly. They were artists who went to war with their art and then returned to being artists. The Ghost Army proved that sometimes imagination and intelligence can be a weapon more powerful than steel. Their story is a reminder that heroes come in all forms. What do you think was their most ingenious tactic? The visual deception with rubber tanks? The sonic deception? Or the spoof radio? Write your thoughts in the comments below.